It's Life After Sunday, a podcast by dudes, for dudes, where faith meets the real world. For Eric Duval and Mike Norman, I'm Chris Boren. Let's go.
What is up, sir?
Hello, Chris Boren, sir. Man, what's going on here? Where's the pretty one?
I haven't seen him. Have you seen him?
I neither. What are we going to do without his big old head in the screen?
Well, we're down to two people today. Our third partner, Mr. Michael Norman, had to bow out. He's fighting some sickness. We're praying for you. Hope you feel better, sir.
Love you, brother. The stork's down.
The stork is down.
He's going to have to miss this start.
And the show must go on.
That's right. That's right.
So, as this is being recorded, April 7th, tomorrow is April 8th, the day of the eclipse. And I think Russellville, Arkansas, where we're located, is supposed to be kind of this heart of this whole thing, and expecting all these people to swarm in, test our infrastructure, so many people, there's not going to be any cell service, everybody's preparing for, highway department's preparing to keep traffic flowing. We got message boards up on the interstate, the whole works. And so far, as of 8 o'clock Sunday night, it's been a bust.
Brother, I totally agree. Let me just go ahead and tell you, I'm in the camp, though. I followed the instructions. I prepared. I hunkered down. We went and bought $7 million worth of groceries. Enough toilet paper to last through the end times. I've been traveling back
to
extra water in my car, all the things. And dude, we went to church this morning and driving around Las Vegas here. I don't see any difference. I mean, I saw some stuff set up downtown where they were going to do some things, but man, I haven't seen much. I drove by today at the corner of Parkway and Phoenix here in Russellville. There's a giant open field with a big old sign that says $100 a car a day. And the gate's open. There's a dude there working, but there's no cars at all.
Crickets.
Yeah, not one. I mean, there may be 7 million people show up here tomorrow in Russellville, but I haven't seen anything yet.
I haven't either. Like in town, our church is out of town a little bit, outside of Atkins where I live, and there's a huge field. Somebody has a lot of land, probably 20 acres, and there's Brooklyn, my daughter, she counted 20 campers out there.
Okay.
And I know we talked about earlier in the week, or you talked about coming home from your job the other day, and you saw some of the parks, the state parks and stuff are kind of full up with campers and stuff. So maybe the bulk of the people are out of the city. I don't know.
Maybe. And I do. I told my wife this morning that I do expect a ton of people from Arkansas to come tomorrow. Like, I expect Russellville. I mean, I really do think Russellville will be crazy tomorrow. And I think the biggest problem will be as soon as that eclipse is over, whoever does come to Russellville, they're all going to go home at the exact same time.
Yeah, as soon as the total eclipse has happened and total darkness is over and it starts to move just a little bit off of that,
there they go.
Talk about madness.
It'll be just in time. Let's let them experience one more thing while they're here in Russellville. If you come to Russellville, you've got to experience it at least once in your life. The weekday 5 o'clock train in Russellville.
Be prepared to be stopped for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that'll do more for the traffic, to destroy traffic than the eclipse ever will. We live it every day, so bring it on.
I don't know what they do for 30 minutes every day, but it's there.
I think they do it on purpose.
Just to get a rise out of you, sir.
And it works, sir. I hate it.
Every time.
And it's every crossing in Russellville.
I know. It's terrible.
It's like
right at rush hour traffic.
Absolutely. They time it just right. So,
well, hopefully, I know my wife's salon where she works, they were setting up, going to like you said, kept people coming in the parking lot. And I haven't heard if they haven't had any traffic yet or not, but I think that tomorrow going to be a lot of people coming in from out of state, or not out of state, but in state, to see the eclipse. But if I was coming from out of town, I wouldn't come to the city. I would go out in the country or somewhere. Yeah.
Driving around and going to church today, it kind of gave me this much of an inclination to maybe go ahead and get out tomorrow and let's see what it looks like, just to see. Try to make a lap through town just to see what it looks like, but I don't know.
Enter if you dare.
What if? Yeah. So
the question I have: are you going to go to the gym in the morning?
Absolutely, sir. 4:30 a.m.
Boom. Let's go.
I'm there, sir.
I'll see you there.
Let's go, baby.
Moving on to our next topic, our favorite sport, baseball. The Hogs are still rolling. What is it now? 21-game win streak at home?
Man, unfreaking heard of, dude. What in the world is happening? And I guarantee you, we're going to get into some baseball stuff here in a minute, but I really hope, even just casual baseball fans, you don't have to be rabid fans like me and you, but I hope that people understand what they're witnessing. That's a 20. I mean, it happened. It's happened before. And there's been longer winning streaks, but I'm just saying it's not common.
For the casual fan, it's probably going to be one of those things like next year they look back and they're talking about this year and like, wow, that really happened. Can you believe that? Just kind of like we were living through Kevin Kopps last year. We knew what was happening in the moment, but when you look back, it's like that might not ever be done again.
Yeah, it's unreal, dude. It's 21 straight games at home. It's unreal. It's unreal. But let me just go ahead. Let's get into this. Well, actually, hold on. Let's talk about this weekend first.
Hang on, I got something to say something real quick. We're at the game yesterday, and we get down, and Eric's like, "Oh my goodness, I do not want him to break this streak while I'm here at the ballpark watching. I don't care if they do it to San Jose Tuesday night. That's fine. Break it then, but not here right now while we're watching at the game live."
Absolutely. I do not want to be that guy that's there when the streak does break.
We might not ever be allowed to back and bomb again if that happened.
That's right. That's right. But sir, is there anything more fun than going to Baum Walker Stadium, sitting in that ballpark when that thing is rolling, absolutely gorgeous day, and watching baseball? Man, how special was it, man?
I know, man. Was the crowd like 11-4 or 11-5?
Something like that. I think it was almost bumping 33,000 for the weekend.
That's insane.
Yeah, and me and you at one point during the game, I think it was on Sousa's. We'll talk about our boy Sousa here in a minute, the Hawaiian hero.
Mr. Nolan Sousa.
Yeah, Mr. Nolan Sousa. Yeah. Well, I think it was when he hit his first home run. We looked out there in the hog pen, and man, all those flags flying. It looks amazing, and what a place! It's one of the most unique places in baseball, the hog pen. And it just makes you really appreciate it, man. You really appreciate what DVH has built. And man, Baum Walker is absolutely beautiful, and the atmosphere is. I watch a lot of games on TV. I've not been to a lot of places, but I don't see how you can beat it. I really don't.
A guy I was talking baseball with a guy at church actually a while ago, and he was talking about he was watching the Kentucky-Alabama game earlier this afternoon, and just talking about the poor crowd that was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got two great baseball teams. Kentucky's one of the best in the SEC after the Hogs, but still, and Alabama's not a pushover, so.
No. It makes you. I mean, you can narrow it down to a handful. There's a handful of teams in the SEC that actually draw a few more fans than Arkansas do. I mean, Mississippi State. That's unreal what they've got. I'd love to go to the Dude and watch a game one time, or go down to the box in Baton Rouge and watch a game there. Even Buke, Oxford, Mississippi. But I mean, you look at you look at places like Mizzou. I think me and you made the joke. They walked off Florida in front of, tens and tens of people. The other day, I think I said
like five. Hey, it was just the first baseman's mom and grandma in the stands.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mizzou walks off Florida in front of 46 people. So I mean, it is special, dude. To have what we have. I know we hadn't won the Natty yet. Well, I'm not even going to talk about 2018. I get it.
Mark the tape, baby. The Hogs win the Natty in 24, baby. Let's go,
man, brother. Dude. I hope so. And we've got a team. Here's the thing. This team is good enough to do it. It's talented enough. There is no better coach in the country than DVH. I'll argue with anybody. I don't care if he's won it or not. It's, to my mind, it's the hardest sport to win a title in. Yes. Hands down. It happens every year in college, pros. Look at the Braves last year. They destroy everyone. They get to the playoffs and
what was that? Tennessee last year in college? They were the year before that. So the regular season was unheard of good. And then they get knocked out in the regional.
Yeah, exactly.
What sets this Hog team apart, though, from other Hog teams in the past, say, 10 years is our pitching.
Well, I agree, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to throw you a curveball here. No pun intended. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I don't think there is anything that sets this team apart. Hold on, you're right. Pitching, it's way better.
Our pitching staff does.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's a DVH team.
Of course.
There's different people. Like the 18 team could mash it all over the field. Played incredible defense. Same thing with last year. A DVH team is going to be there and going to have a chance to win it all. The thing is, what we were just it's so dang hard to do.
So hard.
It's like today, someone tweeted out, one of the National College Baseball pages tweeted out today, let's discuss how come Arkansas is the unanimous number one and not Clemson right now. And they said, let's discuss. And some guy replied right off the bat, who cares? Let them have it. They can have it. It's meaningless.
Yeah.
Let them have it. All let's get in Omaha.
Like we talked about yesterday, the only thing that matters is if you get the top 8 national seed going into the tournament and you host regionals and super regionals. That's the best advantage you can have in the NCAA baseball tournament. So,
and then from there, dude, when you get to Omaha, you got to have a little bit of lady luck on your side, dude.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet. Speaking of gauntlets, man, we're fixing to go through a gauntlet.
Oh, absolutely. And I got it pulled up right here, sir. And so that's why when we talked about a minute ago, I don't think, fans appreciate what they're seeing. For the casual baseball fan out there, Arkansas baseball, I'm speaking truth here, they're going to lose some baseball games coming up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The baseball gods are going to frown on the Hogs here soon. It's baseball. It's going to happen. I want it to happen. I'm just like, please happen.
It's going to happen in one of these, especially, we're playing these double midweek games, maybe that second midweek game of the week where you're throwing out guys that's probably the only time they're ever going to pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
maybe a couple of those. You're going to drop a game or two on the road. That's why it's so important that we've even talked about previously sweeping these teams and getting those games in the bank so you can lose a few on the road and still be okay to win the SEC.
Oh, and we talked about the formula to win the conference, dude, is win the series, not win all these same, not like we're doing, but win the series.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, win 2 out of 3 at home, and then when you go on the road, get one. Get one on the weekend in the SEC. You do that, you're going to be right there in the mix to win the whole thing, the whole conference. Okay.
But we said, if we sweep in Ole Miss this weekend allows us to get swept on the road and still
exactly
be okay.
You've put a game in the bank. Same thing against LSU. Same thing against Mizzou. You sweep these teams, you're putting wins in the bank to help you. I think right now, after today's games, we got a 3-game lead in the West. A&M got beat today by South Carolina, I think. So we have a 3-game lead going into this gauntlet. But you talked about the gauntlet, and it starts. And it irritates me. And I told you this the other day when we were talking. It irritates me to have 2 midweek games right in the middle of conference play. I want to do that early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
But so, for instance, the Hogs get San Jose State Tuesday and Wednesday. San Jose State was an NCAA team. Okay. Then they go to Bama for 3 this weekend. Bama's coming off of getting swept by Kentucky, which, good Lord, Kentucky, we're going to get to them here in a minute. So we go to Bama. All right. And then back home again, Tuesday and Wednesday for Texas Tech. All right. Good grief. And then on the road again to South Carolina. So Bama and South Carolina, back to back on the road. Okay. Then they come home for UAPB in North Little Rock at Dickey Stevens. Okay. And then what I thought was going to be probably the series of the year in all of college baseball, Florida comes to Baum. But what is going on with Florida right now? One of the most scary, talented teams around, but what is going on? They got swept by Mizzou, Chris.
It's just one of those weird things, man. It's baseball, dude. We've talked about it time and time again. And like you said, Hog fans, don't freak out when the same thing happens to us, because it's probably going to. But that's okay. Right.
That's right. And I think there at Mizzou, in that beautiful ballpark, kids can still chase foul balls down and take them to the concession stand and get a snow cone.
That's great.
There's a lady at Mizzou's baseball stadium. There's a lady sitting out in a lawn chair and a table charging $3 a car to get in.
And giving you one of those little tickets you peel, you have the roll and you peel them off, Put this on your dash and then take this into the game.
And when they play the players' walk-up songs, it's a guy with an old 80s style jam box sitting on the windowsill of the press box playing the kids' walk-up song.
With the microphone hooked up to it, up to the jam box.
Yes. Absolutely, sir. Yeah.
It's got some speakers from the 1960s, Some PA.
Oh, I love hating on Mizzou. But anyway. So Florida gets swept by Mizzou this weekend. But let me tell you right now, they're as talented as anybody in the country. Caglione is, what can't that dude do? I think he hit one 7,000 feet this weekend at Missouri. So they got Florida at Baum. Then they come Missouri State back at Baum for 2 again. Missouri State hates us. It's their game of the year every time we play them, and we never seem to play well against them. Mm-hmm. Then you go to Kentucky. And Kentucky's as hot as the sun, sir.
That's gonna be a great series right there.
Yes, Kentucky again just swept Bama this weekend. Then you come back home and finally the midweek games are over, and then you get Mississippi State at Baum, and then you close out the season at Texas A&M, College Station, with the stupid bubbles and the ball 4 thing. I hate them. So that's dude. What is that schedule? That's unreal.
We're like for the next month, we only have like 2 days off a week.
It's crazy, dude.
Playing these double midweek games, but 3 back-to-back weeks with double midweek games.
And
it's a
nuts,
gauntlet,
dude.
Man.
It's absolutely nuts.
Being a baseball fan, you just know you're going to take some L's in there, and that's okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that matters is being the 8th seed in the end.
Yep, because you give the Hogs at Baum. I mean, I know TCU got us last year, but TCU was that North Carolina State of a couple of years ago. TCU was out of this world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens in baseball. You get hot, boom. So that's what I want. But I do got to say, as we get into talk about the series this weekend that we just saw, it sure has been fun sweeping LSU and Ole Miss back to back. Dude, the only way that could have been better is if Tennessee would have been up next and we could have swept them too.
Sweep them
that
all.
would have been, dude, that was beautiful. It made me smile watching that little, I hate him, Bianco, or strut his butt out to the mound yesterday like 4 times because we were blowing them up.
And we didn't have to hear or see a single one of those stupid boom.
In those stupid, disgusting, Caden, I'm talking to you here. Those stupid, disgusting, powder blue Ole Miss uniform. Ugh.
And we swept them in the creams. They were wearing the powder blue.
That's Sunday cream.
Mm-hmm. We swept them while they were wearing the powder blues.
That's right. And, dude, what was so great about this series this weekend, Chris, is all 3 games, all right, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, the starters were not great. They were good. I mean, Hagen Smith good is still striking out 10. And then Molina wasn't great. Taggart wasn't great yesterday. Of course, I find out now he was sick. DVH sent him home on Friday. He wasn't even at the stadium. They were trying to get him better. And then yesterday he showed up. And, he was still sick. But anyway, he battled, dude. But what I was going to say is it's just a testament to how deep and talented this pitching staff is.
Again, like that's what sets this team apart, even from other teams in the SEC, because and maybe Kentucky can, or I don't know, or Florida, but we can roll out dudes that can pitch and probably start anywhere else in the SEC. And we've got guys that can come in and be a lefty specialist just to get a left-hand batter out.
Stone Cold, baby.
Because Stone Cold says so.
That's right. Stone Cold, baby. How cool is that, man? That dude, that's all he does. That's his whole role in this team is to come in, get one guy. Come in and face a lefty and set him down, and you're done.
And then say, because Stone Hewlett said so.
That's right. And then we cannot talk about this pitching staff without talking about big freaking Mac, baby. Love that dude.
Pitched twice this weekend.
Yep.
I hated to bring him back again in the 3rd game, but he did his job. What was it? What's that Twitter guy said? That guy said on Twitter.
Yes, Andrew Ellis, man. Yeah. He said, "I trust
Andrew Ellis."
Yeah, I trust Bill Wack. I would trust Will McIntyre. He said something along the lines, "I would trust him to do open heart surgery on my child." Because I know that he would attack it with tenacity and grit.
And get the job done.
Yes, dude. Yes. But, I mean, Mac's Mac's the lead. I think Mac and Hagen obviously are the leaders of the team, dude. And the team, the whole team has that attitude. They're just tough, dude.
That's a DVH team. That's their identity. Yeah. That's who they are, dude. Tough. They'll work.
Yes, I love that, man. I love that about them. But again, you got Hagen, obviously Hagen, Molina, and Taggart, obviously super talented. All are just nasty, super skilled at what they do. But then you got Big Mac leading the way out of the pen. The freshman Gackle is just filthy talented. Dude, we were watching him 96. True freshman out there in the situation.
How about my boy Gage Wood bowing his neck, getting his swagger back, staring people down? Let's go. That fired me up Friday.
Yeah, another arm.
Another arm. Gackle.
The other freshman, Big Tuna. Christian Fouts, dude, 97, 98.
And Nasty.
Filthy arm.
Dirty.
Yeah. Dude, where does it stop? You know?
What's that other guy that pitches on Tuesdays too? Just came back off injury.
Ben Bobby.
Bobby,
Dude,
yeah. Don't forget about Bobby.
I'm betting you this week that it's Fisher on Tuesday and Bobby on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I would think. I think that's the plan. If I was guessing.
You're going to need those dudes when it comes down to tournament time.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting a fourth game in a regional or something. You're going to have Tuna start.
And
You
that's
may need
why
Bobby coming out of the pen.
Yep. That's why I'm hopeful for Omaha. And then if you do get to Omaha, I'm really, really hopeful because, first of all, in the regionals in Omaha, the same format for the first half anyway of Omaha. Their same format, dude. If you trip up and you do happen to lose, you better have pitching because you got to win a gazillion games in a row to get out of the regional. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think we have that cushion to fall back on. Is our pitching can get us through a regional. Mm-hmm. As long as we stay healthy, we don't overuse arms and that kind of thing, which we're not doing. I love how we're doing managing our staff. DVH and Hobbs are all over that. But and then you get to Omaha, that park there is a pitcher's dream. The park is huge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very hopeful, dude. Great series again this weekend. Oh, it could not happen to a better bunch of I hate Ole Miss. I hate LSU. Again, the only way it could have been better, Chris, is if Tennessee was up next. But, hey, you know.
Let's go ahead and talk about what you're wearing today. Shout out to Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys sweeping.
I see you, Tech.
On the road.
Yeah. Yes. Our boys, the boys from Las Vegas, go on the road to nationally ranked, conference-leading SAU and sweep them and head back home, baby. How about that?
That was awesome.
Yeah,
we were attending our traditional Brahms after a Hog game, and we tuned in. It was like the bottom of the second, and Tech was already up like 5-0.
Yep. I saw that boy named Sue at church this morning, and he was grinning ear to ear, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great, dude. I was happy for him. Man, and we're probably going to discuss it here in a little bit, but, man, it is so nice. You know, we've had the good fortune of being able to do some play-by-play for Tech. And I know it's Division II, man, but for me, it's taken me back to why I love baseball.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Why I love sports, period. Just getting to be around this Division II program in Russellville, Arkansas. Those kids are pouring their guts out because they love to play. And there's so much about the games we love right now going on in Division I sports are taking that joy away. And we'll talk about that later. But I've loved being around Tech's program. It's just been a pleasure. And again, the kids it's a pleasure to watch them play because they love to play, dude.
They do, man. And it takes me back to, like you said, why I love baseball, why I love sports in general. And we get in all this hype, you know, with D1 athletics and stuff, that even in all the craziness, the money and the NILs and all this, I forget they're just kids. And being around this Tech program has really brought that back to remember, like, they're just kids. And, like, especially with Tech, they are just kids playing the game they love, playing the game they fell in love with back at home in some dirt road town, playing on a field, you know, with no bleachers, you know, in their sneakers because they love baseball. And
that's right.
They're not worried about getting more money. They're not worried about this or that. They're worried about working hard to get on the field to play the game they love.
That's right,
and
man.
I love it.
I love it, dude. And again, that may be because I'm getting old. I admit that. I'm 50 now, and perspectives change as you do get older and stuff. But and I know since the dawn of man, every generation thinks that their generation is the best. But I do believe that there is something wrong. There's a sickness in our culture. We can get, again, rabbit holes we can go down, but there's a sickness in our culture which has bled into our sports and these kids in Division I. And we talked about it on the way home from Baum. The only thing, and it's starting to creep in, and I'm just hoping it holds off, the only sport that has not been pretty much totally just gutted with this new culture of with money and greed and NIL and all this crap and the coaches leaving is baseball. Mm-hmm. And I hope we hold on to it for a long time, dude, because it is a pure joy to watch baseball at the college level. It's not as fun at the pro level anymore because of some of the same stuff. But
politics too in pro sports.
Yeah, dude, don't even get me, dude. Again, that's another show, but I'm telling you, again, it all comes back to being around here in Tech, getting the privilege and honor of being able to do that, be around this program at Tech and watch Coach Dawson and the team and just watch them, not just how they play the game, the joy of playing the game, watching them do all the groundwork themselves.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, dude. You just can't beat it, man. That's what it's all about. And I just hope that our beloved baseball, college baseball, can hold on to that joy for just a little longer. Just, because I'm telling you, football and basketball, I'm about done, man. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff here in a minute. But
I'm right there with you on the baseball thing, man. It's like these kids got to earn their keep, man. You're a freshman. Hey, you got to rake that field, baby.
That's
you got to
right.
drag it out,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And if they stay long enough, you'll eventually be a senior, a junior, and the guys coming up will have to do it. And
yeah.
Man, I did my time. It's your time, buddy. But there's something you can't replace that. I don't even know what the right word is, but you can't replace having to do that, having to keep your own field and having to drag it out and rake the field, pick up the bases and all that. It's just, again, they do it because they love the game. You try to go out here and tell some of these D1 basketball players that they got to mop the court and wax it and stuff, they'll be like, I'm out of here. I quit. I'm going.
Please respect my decision. I'm entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, that would happen for sure.
Hey, before we get off baseball, I know we got some other things to talk about, but I'm going to blow your mind here. I'm a stat guy. You know that. Stat nerd. And I'm a baseball nerd, especially that's one of the reasons I love baseball, because baseball is a guy who loves stats. It's a dream for him. And so talk about one of my favorite players today. We kind of touched on it the other day on the way home from the Hill. Remember Greg Maddox? Mm-hmm. Dude's a legend. We talked about, he once threw a complete game in only 78 pitches.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. It does not, dude.
The game we were at Saturday, there were like 78 pitches, like in the sixth, seventh inning. Yeah.
Tiger was at 65, or Ole Miss. One of the two of them was at 65 pitches in the third inning.
Yeah, Ole Miss guy.
And so think about this. So that got me thinking. 78 pitches for a complete game. Okay? So I got back and went to digging. Greg Maddox threw 109 complete games in his 23 years on the mound. Okay?
Wow.
109. But it gets better. Of those 109, 26 complete games with under 100 pitches.
Wow.
Dude, that's hitting your spots, baby.
This is about to blow your mind. 78 pitches. That is 8.6 pitches an inning. An inning.
Dude, that's filthy, man. Dude, and the dude won 4 straight Cy Young awards. I think it was 92 or 95.
That's just unheard of. Like,
yes. And so, see, look, okay. remember those days. Well, you don't. You do remember those, but I'm a little older than you. But we're not going to see that kind of stuff anymore. No. We're just not going to see it. We're not going to see because of the way things are structured with money, and greed. We're not going to see legends anymore. Legends and legacies, and it's in pros and in college.
Yeah, there's not going to be no more Darren McFadden's,
No, we talked about that too in Way Home the other day.
Yeah.
Because, and we're going to talk about, our basketball program right now. And, everybody's up in arms because we don't have a coach. We're going to talk about that too. But I don't care.
Dive off in it right now.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, so the Muss bus is broke down. It's in the ditch. It's done.
It's headed to south. It's headed to the most liberal state.
Yes.
It's headed to California.
Muss, I love you, brother. If you're listening, I bet Muss is listening. Yeah. But anyway, if you're listening, when you get done hanging out with LeBron and all them out there in LA, dude, what were you thinking? Really? You gonna live in California?
I had his back too. We're watching the UConn and Bama last night, and UConn's coach was getting fired up, and I was kind of making fun of him. Kerry's like, "What are you making fun of him now for? You're getting fired up." You had Muss's back when he was doing that in Arkansas, and I was like, "Man, I did."
Yeah,
he's
our guy then, but
yeah.
But they got me, this whole Muss situation, the stupid transfer portal.
Go ahead and tell everybody how many people are on our basketball roster right now. Go ahead and tell the people.
Well, they need to make sure there's plenty of room in the meeting room when the new coach gets announced, whoever that is, because there is going to be. They need how many chairs? They need
one chair.
There's one player on our roster. One,
and he's the one player I didn't think would be here.
Yeah, and I don't even Trevin Brazile.
Yeah.
Juan Mark entered the portal just a few hours ago. No, that's not to say we're going to hire a coach. I mean, there's a pretty good chance, I think, that this new coach will go in and he'll offer Tremont Mark $600,000 to come back. He'll come back. Devo will come back. New coach will promise him he can paint his nails 4 or 5 different colors. I love Devo. I shouldn't be making fun of it. Hey, don't paint your nails, brother. But, man, I'm just down the whole thing. I mean, I know I'm being very vague and we're kind of bouncing around, but I'm off on the whole culture of Division I college sports right now. I mean, so what? We got a great quarterback, I think, from Boise State. The kid looks super talented, but who's to say if he has a great year, that Bama doesn't come get him next year, give him $7 million, and he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah. Well, the days of committed to a school, I'm going to the school for the name, all that is long gone.
Yep. And I don't, at its core, I don't blame the kids.
No, and I think my stance on the whole NIL situation is they should be paid something. They practice, they put their heart and soul into the game. They can't have a job. Give them something. Give everybody the same amount. Give them something to live on. That's fine. But this opening Pandora's box and everything goes is just insanity. And I don't even know how you bring it. You won't be able to rein it in. I don't think.
Yes. Well, okay. Then again, we're going to rabbit hole this thing to death tonight, just the two of us. Mike, where are you, man? You're keep us on track. But anyway, I agree with that, and I disagree with it. So, hear me out. I do agree. Well, first of all, let me back up. At its core, I disagree. They do get something.
They get an education.
They are getting a world-class education. Well, rabbit hole real quick. The education system in this country is absolutely destroyed and broken. Colleges are nothing but indoctrination camps. We'll get into that another time. They were getting a world-class education for free. They were going to get a degree and get out in the world because most of them weren't going to go pro, that kind of thing. Now, do I also agree that, they do have in Division I sports, especially as time goes on, you have to commit so much and work so hard, and I don't mind a bit giving them some money to live on and some things like that. But
Yeah, I agree with you on the whole education thing and all that. And it just I'm not saying they should be paid a bit much of money, but
mhm.
if a guy wants to take his girlfriend out on a date,
Yeah, I absolutely get
maybe
that. Yeah, I absolutely get that,
you
and I
know
agree. But you know where I blame it all? I blame it all on us, adults. I
mhm.
blame it all on us, and it started because college football and basketball became so popular. There was so much money being made. These universities, TV contracts started blowing up. ESPN, the Sports Center culture blew up. Back in our day,
Been
and
paying these
things just
coaches
started
millions of
going.
dollars.
And there go the next step was the coaches. Coaches started getting paid gazillions of dollars and could leave at the drop of a hat.
Mhm.
Um, the NCAA, I think, at its core was a wonderful idea that was run by a bunch of morons. Um, the NCAA is worthless now, absolutely worthless.
Worthless.
It means no. So anyway, we did this to these kids. We
Yeah.
taught them that it's all about the money.
Mhm.
That's all about what can you give me right now? What about me? What am I getting? That's what we've taught the kids, and it's absolutely ruined. And it's ruined the games. I mean, you know,
And we talked about it yesterday. Nothing is ever going to be enough.
no, not anymore. It's too late.
You give them this much now, and next year they're the leading scorer in the SEC, and they're going to want that much more. Or I'm out of
That's
here.
exactly right, dude. That's exactly right. And the minute that somebody tries to put this, genie back in the bottle, so to speak, on this NIL stuff, the minute that happens,
Racist. You're
well,
racist.
and it's going to be the media. The media will stir that up. The mainstream media and culture will stir that up. There is no going back now. It's way too late. We missed the
No.
chance at it because the NCAA again is run by morons with fancy pieces of paper from universities that don't mean squat. Anyway, dude. It's getting off again on more rabbit holes. But
It should
I'm just
never been
saying.
put into place without some rules.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know what I
remember,
mean?
Chris, when you were younger, and I know Mike. When Mike listens to this, he'll remember going to Razorback games when we were kids and watching the hog walk. And those kids would get off there, and that as a kid, when I was young, or getting to see the players up close, and that was a big deal. This last season we went to the games, and they'd get off the bus for the hog walk, and they'd be wearing Gucci and just bling everywhere, and I'm just like, what have we done? It's just it's a culture. It's go ahead.
The exact game you're talking about. Shout out to Clint Sterner. He made a Twitter post about this very hog walk that we were at, and he said that KJ Jefferson was shopping at Prada or Gucci or whatever, but his offense looked like he shopped at Payless.
I remember that, dude. I remember that. I absolutely remember that. Yeah.
But that's just where their mind is at. Like this, it's just.
Yep, I agree, dude. It's so disappointing. But as far as the basketball coach situation goes, we've talked all about this to lead up to this. I don't care. I mean, it could be. Let's just say it was Chris Beard. I know we were all disappointed if we didn't get Chris Beard. Dude's a great basketball coach, absolutely great basketball coach. But who? Let's just say we did get him. That Hunter pulled it off, and we got him. Well, next year, when North Carolina's coach, whoever, retires, they'll just come give Chris Beard $5 more million, and they'll go get him. So he was here. We got him for a year. There are going to be no more legacy built programs anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
It's going to be whoever can pay the most amount of money for that little 2 or 3 year cycle to go up, hire the mercenary kids to come in, and then a coach and give him a gazillion dollars And then when another school comes in and says, here's the $20 million buyout to get that coach away, and then we're going to give him $30 million. It's over, dude.
It's over.
I don't care who we get. I don't care. He'll go.
Yeah,
he'll have to go.
Something earlier about going back to John Pelfrey and Stan Heath days, and you're like, I don't care. I don't care.
I could care less, because it ain't gonna matter, dude. You're not gonna get a kid from Russellville, Arkansas, who grew up loving the Hogs with all his heart and soul, and that's all he ever wanted was to play basketball at the University of Arkansas for this state, who bleeds Razorback red, because he may have grown up liking the Hogs and all, but he's going to come to Arkansas if Arkansas can give him enough money. And if he doesn't average a certain number of minutes a game that first year, bye. I'll go somewhere else. They'll pay me and I'll get to play. So, I mean, it's just over, dude. I mean, there's not going to be any, again, no more Darren McFadden's, Corliss Williamson's.
There's no more coming to a program, waiting your time, working your tail off to try to get in the starting lineup or try to get on the field or try to get on the court. You know, that's over. You don't start in a year or two, probably a year now, you're gone. I'm out of here. I'll go somewhere where I can start.
To anybody listening to this who thinks I'm just a terrible person and terrible, you know, for saying all this stuff about these kids, I do not blame the kids. If I was 18 or 19 years old and I had the God-given ability that these kids have, and anybody from any school, I don't care, said, hey, Eric, here's $4 million, a new Corvette, come play for Ole Miss. Well, maybe not Ole Miss. Or
Duke,
come play for. I'll go. Yeah, sure, I'm there.
I'm there. If I'm 18 and you offer me $1 million and a brand new car, see you.
Yep. So there's not going to be any more. I believe it with all my heart. There will be no more steady, legacy blue blood programs that stand for years and years and years and years, like Bama has been in football over the last several, how many years now. That's over now, dude, because it's just kids are going to go to Bama and then they're going to go to Texas. By the time they get to the NFL, they will have played for Bama, Texas, Georgia, and then go pro.
Yeah,
they're just going to bounce like this, dude. And there's not, dude. Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in I believe it 100% that this is why Nick. I mean, I know Nick Saban was getting old, but I believe this was what's happening right now in college athletics and what pushed him out the door.
That's right.
100%.
And dude, what from a fan's perspective, let's look at this from a fan's, from me and you, dude, from me, you and Mike, okay? And the Hogs by 90 group. Let's look at us for a minute. It's just dudes, just Razorback fans through and through. We can't hardly get to a game, man. You can't afford anything anymore.
We talked about it last night or Saturday at the game that how can a family, a family of 5 cannot go to a Razorback baseball game? I mean, they could, but it would be very hard. Very hard.
You'd be out there in those bleachers in the hog pen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to be able to have the game day in stadium experience as just a regular blue collar family. Same for football and basketball. I mean, the secondary ticket market has destroyed athletics in college for families. Again, greed and money. It's just, it's unreal, dude. It's all falling apart. It's all crumbling, dude. And that's why I'm telling you right now, this coming season, let's go. Let's go green and gold, baby. Let's go Tech. Let's go OBU, Big Jake. I can't wait to watch them this year. Harding.
We made a vow to take a deep dive into D2 sports, football, basketball. We've already dove off into D2 baseball.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
This brings me back to, like I was thinking about earlier, about Sawyer, left fielder for Tech. He makes zero money playing for Tech. He's getting a scholarship. He teaches kids how to hit. That's what he does to make money. That's how he makes money. He holds lessons for kids. But they love the game so much that they do whatever they have to do. They're not getting any NIL deals. Whataburger's not coming to Sawyer and saying, "Hey man, do this commercial and I'll give you $1,000." That ain't happening. And they're pouring it all out on the field, and they're doing what they have to do to make money and to live their life, and they're happy and they love it. They wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'll be more than happy to support this program here in Russellville. And it's been on my mind. I've got some ideas about trying to get the community here in Russellville to get behind the programs here at Tech. Because I guarantee you, if people would just do that, just turn their attention away from D1 sports just for a little while. And if you're a true fan of the game, like me and you are, I challenge you right now, go watch Tech play baseball, for instance. I'm sure, okay, fine, maybe the kids aren't just superior, incredible D1 athletes, but once you get into the game itself, you can't tell that. You can't tell the difference. You get caught up in the competition because you're a fan of the sport, and you'll find yourself going, wait a minute, that's why I love this sport. Mm-hmm. That's it right there. The joy on that kid's face. This is his third year, for instance, at Tech. He's been in the program now for 3 years. He's finally getting a start. And he just crushes a 2-run double off the wall and loses his mind going into second base. That's it. That's the joy. That's it. And it didn't cost me $7,000 to go watch it. And it's everything we loved about these sports growing up as a kid. And so I challenge you, go check out D2 sports. And I promise you, you will not regret it.
You can take a family of 5 to a Tech baseball game one afternoon on a Saturday, go to the game with your kids running around, get the fly balls, foul balls, whatever, and go eat at CJ's or Whataburger or La Huerta, whatever you want to do after the game. Mm-hmm. And you'll spend less than $100.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody will have an absolute blast.
And I guarantee, it doesn't cost you anything to get into a Tech baseball game right now. Doesn't cost you $1, not one. But I wouldn't mind a bit paying $10 a ticket. I'd give them some money because of the joy it brings me watching these kids play. Just to play. And I think that's what it's all about. And again, now, am I sitting here saying I'm done? I'm not watching college football or basketball or pro games and stuff. No, I still watch, but dude, I don't get the joy from it that I used to. It's gone. The woke bullcrap culture and the greed and the money, and then it's just taking it all away, dude. It's taking the joy of the games themselves away. And so, yeah.
And there you have it. That's Eric's Get Off My Lawn old man rant of the day.
Is that a segment now, dude? Is that a segment? Get off my lawn. Yeah.
That's a new segment.
Dude, they're taking away. Dude, see? It's because it's important. Sports are important, dude. I know it's not everything. Another show, but sports are a lot of what's great about us, and we're taking all the great fun parts of it away. And I hate that, dude.
Yeah. It's a bad time in college sports for sure.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for listening to the show today. Me and Eric just threw it together. Just some hot topics we wanted to talk about. I want to thank everybody for listening, support our show. We're on the 11th episode. This is number 11.
11,
Thank you for all
baby.
your support. Keep listening. However you listen, give us a shout out, a like, subscribe, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Share our content. We love you guys.
We'd love to hear
Be
from you.
safe. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I think about doing a show soon. Try to do some live shows and maybe do some shows where we get some questions and answers from our audience. I want to do that. We got some guests lined out coming up soon. We're gonna keep bringing people on and keep.
Dudes, if you like tonight when I went on my stupid little rant here, my old man rant, if you don't agree with me or you do agree with me, get on there and comment. Let us know what you think. I'd love to have a conversation because, again, that's what this whole thing is about, is just having conversations with each other. So, yeah, talk to me. Let's hear it.
Even if you disagree, that's okay. We can talk and be dudes and be men. And
it's all right, yeah.
But,
except unless you disagree with me on the fact that Ole Miss powder blues are the worst uniforms in the history of uniforms, then we can't be friends. Ever.
Sorry, Caden.
I love you, brother. I can't believe he did that. Dude.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Keep fighting a good fight. Peace out.
Thank you for listening to the Life After Sunday podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a like and a comment, and go follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And as always, keep fighting the good fight.